Hello everyone, this is Monstertaming, and we're coming at you with another Kindred Fates video. This time we're going to be talking about which starter is right for you in the Kindred Fates beta. Without further ado, let's begin with Auburn. When it comes to Auburn, we have a simple, well-rounded kinfolk. He is able to fill multiple roles in your party, anything from the classic damage-dealing fire type to even a more support-leaning role if you go into his light lean at higher levels. Speaking of higher levels with Auburn, it is worth mentioning that in the beta right now, he's the only one who can evolve. Auburn's evolutions are Imbear and Canite, and once you evolve with Auburn, there's no turning back, so make sure you pick wisely. But with Kindred Fates, the catch is evolutions are not always strictly better. Evolutions simply offer different play styles rather than objectively better stats and moves. In my opinion, Ember was a cornerstone of many alpha teams, and I think that K-Knight will prove very useful in the beta's PvP as well. So if you're looking for kinfolk who lends themselves very well to PvP, you might want to consider Auburn. There are other choices for supports, so if you're looking for support, you don't necessarily need to pick Auburn as your starter, but it can be something to keep in mind if you like a more hit and run style. So overall, I would recommend Auburn to anyone who enjoys A, hit and run, B, support playstyles, or C, PvP. Next, we're moving on to Tatalon. Tatalon is the water type starter here, and Tatalon is a much more specialized kinfolk than Auburn. They are heavily melee focused, leaning much more into combos and fast movements. They do not currently have any evolutions in the beta, and they usually slide into a role of a up in your face, chasing the enemy down, knocking them up, those type of moves that they can employ to a startlingly good effect if you have skill with Tatalon. Tatalon, that's the next thing, is Tatalon has a very high skill cap. Tatalon's hard to learn. It is not one of those things where it's easy to pick up and hard to master. Even 200 hours in the alpha, I still have struggled with Tatalon when I was first picking them up. So for Tatalon, I would recommend this kinfolk to people who want to find a kinfolk that's hard to master and has a high skill ceiling. People who enjoy a very fast-paced melee style, or people who just enjoy coming up with creative combos to unleash upon your opponents. I think Tatalon's is not particularly leaning towards PvP or PvE. I think they are pretty good in both. It's mostly dedicated to your playstyle and how you feel about playing Tatalon. And lastly, we have our brand new kinfolk that's first introduced in the beta, Brihorn. Brihorn is a very tanky, summoning focused melee kinfolk, but don't let their melee focus make you mistaken them for being like Tatalon. They are very different from Tatalon, where Tatalon's super speedy, darting around, doing combos. Brihorn relies on leaps, lunges, and summons to get the job done, and is otherwise very slow and very tanky, where Tatalon can be a bit squishy. For Brihorn, I will say they're probably the best of the choices for PvE, if you want to make it really far in the Horde mode, or if you're just someone who doesn't care at all about PvP and just wants to be really strong in PvE. Right now, I think Brihorn is your best choice for a starter. So that being said, I recommend Brihorn to people who are interested in a summoning playstyle. Kadoki does offer this as well, but I think Brihorn does it better. 2, people who are heavily invested in the PvE aspect of the game and want a good kinfolk that will carry you far. And 3, people who prefer a more tanky slow kinfolk to a rushy combo kinfolk like Tatalon, or a bursty support kinfolk like Auburn. All in all, this feels more like a Gaia with a mecha lean, in my opinion, rather than a pure Gaia. And with that, we have all the starters in the Kindred Fates beta covered. I have a community poll up right now asking which starter you picked, so please be sure to stop by and vote on that and comment below and talk about your favorite starter and what made you choose them. Would you choose differently if you started over? Until next time, this has been Monstertaming signing off. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye, and God bless, and I will see you all in the next one.